Sometimes the most revealing documents, they're not some top secret file. They're actually something totally mundane, like a simple set of instructions. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're going to dive into a production brief for a super short, super specific video to unpack a much, much bigger idea: how online authenticity is actually built piece by calculated piece. Okay, let's just jump right in with what might be the single most important line from this whole document: photorealistic, clean, and fitness influencer quality. I mean, this isn't just a suggestion, right? It's a command. It's an instruction to create a very specific feeling. It's an entire aesthetic, a whole universe, packed into just a few words. So that's the big question here, isn't it? What does that actually mean? What does fitness influencer quality really look like? And how do you even build it from scratch? Well, that's what we're here to do. We are going to decode this whole aesthetic piece by piece. So our guide for this whole thing is a blueprint for just a tiny 6 to 10-second video. I know it sounds ridiculously short, but believe me, every single one of those seconds is planned down to the millisecond. And by breaking this blueprint down, we get a peek behind the curtain. We get to see exactly how the sausage of social media reality actually gets made. And this is the key thing to keep in your head as we go through this. This isn't just about recording someone doing an exercise. No, it's about engineering a feeling. Every single instruction, every little detail in this brief, it's like a brush stroke on a canvas, and the whole point is to make you, the person watching, feel something very specific. All right, so let's start with the absolute basics: the environment, the stage. Because before anyone even moves a muscle, the scene has to be perfectly set. This first part is all about the visual cues, the little things that build this atmosphere of authenticity, to make it feel like you're looking at a genuine slice of someone's life. And just look at how specific this is. It's all so intentional. A bright, modern living room. Why not a gym? Simple athletic clothes, not some flashy branded uniform. And the lighting. Soft, natural daylight from a window, not a bunch of harsh studio lights. Every single one of these choices is there to strip away anything that feels like a big professional production, and instead create a sense of closeness. And that's the whole point, right there. The goal is to make you feel like you're getting a little peek into someone's real house, their real routine. It feels intimate. It feels relatable. And why does that matter? Well, because that relatability, that's what builds trust. It makes the content and the person making it feel so much more genuine. Okay, so the stage is set. Now let's talk about the action. We've got to look at the performance itself. And yeah, I'm using that word performance on purpose because the movement here is every bit as scripted as the clothes they're wearing or the light coming through the window. So the actual sequence of moves is pretty straightforward, right? You hold a forearm plank, then you transition, then you do some crunches. Simple. But here's the detail that matters. The instructions specifically call for a smooth transition. See, it's not just about doing the exercises. It's about presenting them as this flawless, controlled sequence that just screams, "I'm an expert." And this is where the language they use really gives the game away. The brief demands strong form, controlled breathing, and movement that's athletic and fluid. But think about what's not on that list. Where's the struggle? Where's the sweat? The shaky muscles? It's not there. Because this isn't about the reality of a hard workout. It's a performance of effortless perfection. So when you put them side by side, it's crystal clear, isn't it? The influencer version of a workout is clean, it's controlled, it's aspirational. It's all about showing off that control and expertise. Meanwhile, the actual reality of a workout, the sweaty, messy, imperfect part, that's been completely and deliberately cut out of the frame. Okay, so we've got the setting, we've got the performance. What's the last piece of the puzzle? Well, it's the technical side of things. How do you take this perfectly crafted little scene and package it so it works perfectly on social media? And no surprise, the technical specs are just as calculated as everything else. Vertical video, that's for your phone. End of story. Only 6 to 10 seconds long, that's to please the algorithm and keep you from scrolling past it. A stable, low camera angle, that makes the person look powerful, focuses right on their core. And the no effects rule, that's the real kicker. It's all to enhance that feeling of raw realism, even though we now know it's anything but. And that really gets to a crucial point here. The container literally shapes the content inside it. The rules of a platform like Instagram or TikTok, they aren't just a box you drop your video into. They actively dictate what the video has to look and feel like. This entire aesthetic we've been breaking down, it exists because of the demand for short, vertical, raw-feeling clips.
All right, let's pull all these different threads together now. We've looked at the setting, we've looked at the performance, and we've looked at the tech. They all work together perfectly. So what do we even call this thing that we've just taken apart?
Well, we can call it the influencer aesthetic, and it's so much more than just making a nice video. It's a very specific style. It looks real, photorealistic, but it's also incredibly controlled. And it's all engineered from top to bottom to feel both authentic and aspirational, specifically for social media. And that right there is the huge paradox at the heart of it all. An incredible amount of planning and control, right down to the breathing, the lighting, the camera angle, all of it goes into making something look completely effortless, completely unplanned. It's a performance of reality, polished and perfected for everyone to see. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. The next time you're scrolling through your feed, looking at these perfect little windows into other people's lives, just ask yourself, when Reel is produced this carefully, what does authenticity even mean anymore?